slow motion. This is episode 2 of our two-part series on the 4 laws. In this video, we will cover Newton's third law of motion, the law of conservation of momentum, friction, gravity, and mass.
Newton's third law of motion states that for every action/force, there is an equal and opposite reaction/force. The law of conservation of momentum says that if an object with momentum is in a collision with another object, all of the object's momentum would equal up to the original amount of momentum of the original moving object.
So how do you move forward on a skateboard, or do a trick? Well, Newton's third law of motion describes that. When you push on the ground to move, the ground is pushing on your foot, moving you forward, like Newton's third law states. And when you do tricks, it's the same thing. You slide your foot in the direction you want your board to flip, and the board's center of gravity keeps it under you, and that also describes Newton's third law. When you slide your foot in the direction the board is sliding on your foot, causing the board to flip.
This can also be shown by these water balloons. Watch when these balloons hit the wall. Notice how they flatten out and then bounce back. Objects with elastic qualities like to remain in the same shape, but when they are acted on by a larger force, then they change shape until they bounce away from the force, like this wall. Like when you squeeze a bouncy ball, it molds to the shape of your hand until you let it go. But if you were to never let it go, it would remain that shape because your force would still be acting on it.
When the force of another object is too much, they break. Notice how the balloons still flattened a little bit before bursting? This is because the wall is still exerting a force on the balloons, and because the balloons' momentum and the force of the wall was too much for the balloons to handle, they burst. This is a demonstration of Newton's third law. When the wall is exerting a force and the balloon is exerting a force equal to that of the wall, the balloon flattens out and bounces away. When the force of the wall is more than the force of the balloon bursts.
Now remember in the last episode with the marbles? Well, the marbles are back, and this time we're going to be using them to demonstrate the law of conservation of momentum. So, you see these marbles? Watch them as they hit and separate. The law of conservation of momentum states that when an object in motion collides with other objects, all of the objects after the collision have the same amount of the momentum as the original if you were to add it up. Let's say that marble 1 has a momentum level of 4. Once marble 1 collides with the others and sets them in motion, if you were to add up all of the marbles' momentum, it would also equal 4. This concludes our series. We hope that we have helped you to understand the 4 laws better. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Dally.
I'm Dalton.
And I'm Juliana. We thank you for watching.